Ready, get, set. Oh, you have to speak directly into that microphone. So either move yourself or move the mic. But otherwise, we won't be able to hear you. Okay? Don't try to adjust it. We're poor, and so we have shitty equipment. Okay. I love this guy's voice. Good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful Oregon day. You are listening, as you just heard, to KSKQ 89.5 FM Ashland and KSKQ 94.1 Medford and beyond, and streaming online, live, all over the world. Oh, my guest's eyes just got big. At kskq.org. Also, I better do this now because I have probably one of the most unusual guests that I have ever had. So you're listening to Life Matters with Renee Mariano, and that's me. So any views or opinions expressed here are solely those of the host, that's me, and my guest, whose name is Sarah Jackson. She has another name too, but that's her name, and do not necessarily represent those of KSKQ Community Radio. This is called a disclaimer. And our mission is to produce community radio that empowers the residents of the Rogue Valley and builds sustainable and resilient communities through the exchange of ideas. And boy, do we have ideas today. I would say, so this is, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Sarah Jackson.
Good. Sarah doesn't she sound like just any other person in the world? So Sarah Jackson is a Southern Oregon and local resident, right?
Yes.
Yes. And she's a tattoo artist for 17 years.
Yes.
And a circus sideshow performer for 12 years.
Yes.
Yes, so we're going to talk about that. And recently, in the last 9 years, she has placed her passion and energy into paranormal research and observation.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm so excited. So, Sarah has a channel on TikTok and YouTube entitled Pondering the Paranormal.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes. And after a few years of connecting, her viewers dubbed her with the nickname
Ponder.
Ponder. Good voice, Sarah. So I want to describe Sarah. Sarah has several piercings. Beautiful. I think they're beautiful. And quite a few tattoos. Neck, face, arms, chest. And you're a tattoo artist.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just beautiful young woman.
Thank you.
And you would look twice. You would. Right?
Happens
Yeah.
all the time.
Happens all the time. And, I'm curious about that. What inspired you to adorn your body like this? I mean, her hands are covered, her back, her shoulders, her chest. I haven't seen any other parts yet. Legs.
I am tattooed from head to toe,
Okay.
quite literally.
Quite literally. Everywhere.
When I was a little girl, my mom would take me out in public places, and for some reason I was always drawn to people with tattoos. I've been really open, and that kind of scared her when I was younger, because I would just walk right up to strangers, and I'd be like, tattoo? Tattoo? I've just always been drawn to it,
When you were
honestly.
really little?
Yeah. I don't know why.
Yeah. It's all right. It doesn't matter why. And you seem very secure in yourself.
Yeah.
obviously. And so there's more. There's more. So ponder. I'm going to read this.
Yes.
Okay, is that right? Yeah. Ponder uses very specific equipment. I told you there was more. To communicate with the unknown and gets intelligent responses.
Every time.
Every time. Ponder has also been doing tarot. I do tarot. I'm probably not like you do tarot. I use the book. I refer to the book. Doing tarot for over 20 years of her life. And I think the cards never lie.
No.
Never.
No.
Never. That blows me away too. If you ever throw your own cards or go to someone who throws tarot, it just is bloody amazing. So, Anne has infused her paranormal observation equipment into her tarot readings, which is not common among the psychic community.
No, it's not.
No. So you do something very different.
I do. I also do Litho readings too, where I throw rocks.
What?
Yeah, I throw rocks, then I read, then I do oracle, and all the equipment's going on in the background, so you can literally hear the chatter and the equipment go off.
So you throw rocks, you're outside?
I throw rocks in a drawer.
In a drawer?
Yeah.
Okay. Listen, hey. I knew all this before you got here, so I didn't know about the rocks. But
Yeah.
and I'm gonna let you talk more in a minute. I just want to read this so we get everybody. So we're talking with Sarah Jackson, or as the nickname Ponder. I love that name. That's a good name. Often Sarah goes out to local hotspots. I have quotes around that, and speaks to the dead and records her interactions, then transcribes voices to text.
Yes, it takes a lot of time.
Yeah, that's what you said. It's really is a passion of yours.
Yes.
And because it takes a lot of time to listen and write. Yeah. Like how long?
20 minutes could take an hour to transcribe because the radio is going at 250 milliseconds in reverse. So that's a lot of chatter going on. You kind of have to slow things down and really, really listen. And that's how I transcribe. It takes some time. Plus, you have to do timestamp duration. Yeah.
What do you have to do?
Timestamp duration. So, finding the timestamp where you hear the voice that's audible, because there's different classes of EVP.
What's
EVP is called electro voice phenomenon. So it's an electric voice phenomenon where you use electronics like AM FM radio.
Mm-hmm. Whoa.
Or even just regular recording, like just a blank recording.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear audible voices. So there's like Class A EVP, Class B EVP, Class C EVP. There's garbage EVP. But I most of the time get Class A, honestly.
Wow. And did you learn this, or did it come to you? Did you learn this from someone else?
Learning about the
radio.
The radio, yes, I learned from other people, yeah. I originally started researching and studying a gentleman by the name of Huff. He does Huff Paranormal, and he created a box called the Wonder Box. But then I did further research and found out that this has been something that's been used for researching the paranormal since the early 1900s. Before 1920,
Whoa.
there was a man who had a radio, and even Nikola Tesla, could hear voices from these electronic devices in the early times. Yeah. Just amazing.
So I'm learning too, and I'm just so excited. Okay, and you brought something with you.
I did.
You have to talk.
I did bring something with me. I have what they call a PSB 11, and this PSB 11 has
a box.
It is a radio.
It's a radio.
So it's not digital at all. It
Okay.
cannot be manipulated.
Okay.
It's not Bluetooth. There's no receiver. It's just an output. So there's 2 radios here. I can run AM and FM radio at the same time and scan reverse or forward as fast or as slow as I want. This also has a temperature gauge in it and a flashlight, so I can use it as like multiple things when I'm out on the paranormal field doing research. I brought it in just in case you wanted like a little audio of what the radio sounds like.
Yeah, in a few minutes. Yeah, I'd love that.
I brought that, and I brought...
Stay tuned, kids. There's lots.
Right?
What else did you bring?
I brought a K2 meter, and that measures electromagnetic frequency.
Explain that a little bit.
Electromagnetic frequency is something that naturally comes from the earth.
Okay.
And it's believed that spirits or the paranormal manipulate electromagnetic frequency to communicate.
Spirits.
Yes.
So the dead?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, I told you it was going to be the most unusual show I ever did.
I also have a miniature mag light, which is an old school twist on and twist on flashlight. I put it on a loose setting, and that's called the gapping method, and the spirits supposedly could turn it on and off by themselves.
Okay.
That's what I brought today.
A little skeptic here. and I guess you would experience that people are skeptical.
All the time.
All the time.
But I ask them to debunk me. Prove that if you think it's not real and I'm trying to show you it's real, show me how it's fake.
Oh,
yeah.
That's so good.
Because I'm researching. I'm not here to like convince anyone.
Yeah, yeah.
So teach me that it's
Yay.
fake.
That's why I wanted you to come. Because, instead of going, oh yeah.
I don't know everything. How can someone know everything about the unknown? That doesn't make sense.
That's so profound. I can't stand it. It's language, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let me ask, what happened when you saw your first ghost?
Oof. I was scared. I would constantly have my mom come in my room. I was really young. I didn't know what I was seeing.
How old were you?
In between the ages of like 4 and 6, and it was a reoccurring incident. And it was this little girl. She had dark hair and she would wear like a blue dress. And then I found out later on that I literally lived on the actual Oregon Trail, Talent Avenue.
Oh.
And so that just made sense. And I did more research in with the Talent Historical Society and found out that there were forts right there.
Right where you lived.
Yeah, not very many people lived in this house that I was in before, so it just didn't make sense. I believe that when you have, which this is a personal belief, when you're already trying to tap in or have tapped in with source energy, you become like a beacon or a magnet for energies. I believe that's what happened. Mm-hmm. People couldn't see what I could see. I felt like I could, and then I found out that I'm not crazy.
Yeah. Well, how did you know it was a ghost?
It was something there was no matter to it. There was no matter to it.
You couldn't touch it?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird because I could feel like my bed, like the end of my bed, like some pressure on my mattress. I always thought it was like my cat or something, and then I'd wake up and realize that it wasn't my cat.
Okay.
My mom just kept the door open,
She would keep the door open?
Right. And I didn't see my next spirit until I was like 9 years old, and it was my grandpa, and I knew my grandpa had passed away. So I was like, okay, I can see spirits. This is weird.
Cool.
Doesn't happen all the time.
I was just you heard me because I was thinking.
Does not happen all the
Is there
time.
anyone in here? In this
Oh,
studio?
well, definitely.
Uh-huh.
Oh, definitely.
Uh-huh.
It's more of a sense at this point.
Uh-huh.
I've gone to several therapists and psychologists and been like, is something wrong with me? They're like, no.
No.
You're in your right mind.
Well,
So I've had lots of screening.
Yeah, good.
But I've also had way more confirmation working with source energy that I'm not full of it. There's no way I could know stuff that I know. So it's awesome.
I'm so excited.
Right?
Oh, I'm so excited. So we have a person, I'm not going to tell you the sex of that person, who passed away, I don't know, about a year ago, but his energy, oops, I just told you the sex, is in the room.
I feel like this is maybe a taller person.
Anybody's taller than me, so
Taller than me.
taller than you. How tall are you?
I'm about 5'9"-ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not testing you. I can feel him.
Like over here.
Yeah. Yep. Right
In
there.
that corner.
In that corner?
Yeah, over here.
Oh, that corner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any other information about him?
Really like light hair. Like I'm seeing like light hair. Like I don't know if it's gray, possibly balding.
Go ahead. This is great. I love it. Any more information about him?
This is a shock. Like I don't feel like this energy is used to being addressed at all like this. So.
I think he's been hanging out in here
They're
for
not.
a while.
I don't think that they're used to being addressed though.
Right. No.
So they just kind of feel on the spot. I feel.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Good. This is so fun.
Can you give me confirmation? Am I
Well, their initials are CB,
okay?
and they passed away, and a lot of people that work here that knew him. I did not.
What about the physical attributes? Were any of those on point?
I don't know. I never met him.
Oh, well, okay.
But I've seen pictures of him.
I feel like this person's a really happy person and they like to joke.
Yep.
They like laugh. I feel like they think this is really funny.
It is funny.
Good.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Good.
Yeah. And yeah, the thought for me, and I'm a little intuitive, but not like you, is that he has been protecting the studio
Yeah.
since he passed, and that it was a major part of his life, and he was very well loved here. Anything else come up for you?
You're doing a good job.
He says you're doing a good job.
Yeah, I'm feeling that.
Okay. So he says the station is doing a good job.
Just I heard you're doing a good job.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's not like a voice in my ear.
Right.
My clairaudience isn't like I hear voices.
Right.
It's like a knowing.
Right.
So.
Yeah. I get that when I work. When I do the work I do.
Awesome.
Yeah. I don't hear a voice, but yeah. So, those of you who are listening that knew this man who loves us, loves this station, and loved us till the day he suddenly passed, will know who it is. And those of you who think this is weird, that's okay. It's okay. Please keep listening because there's more. How do you want to talk more about the spirits that...
I'd love to, yeah.
Oh, good. Come on. Let's do it.
Well,
how do you stay safe from negative energy?
I use different stones and ointments, chants, and prayers. I also do a lot of cleansing. My favorite stone is shungite, and shungite deflects EMF, electromagnetic frequency, that I was telling you about. So it's like, there's also, even with this K2 meter, it would tell you if there's really high voltage EMF, it's toxic. It's like radiation. It's bad for you. And so you can use shungite for different things, like your cell phone, or if you live close to cell phone towers, things like that, your computer, internet, modems, things like that. And it actually dampens it. It doesn't necessarily intercept the EMF frequency like Faraday gear would, which completely cuts it off. But it dampens it. Yes, Faraday just blocks out all of that.
First of all, what color is shungite? Because I think
Shungite is
it.
black. It's shiny. It can be gray and matte colored as well. My favorite is elite shungite, so my favorite is shiny. And it kind of looks like obsidian, but it's as light as a piece of coal.
Do you ever wear it?
Oh, yes. All the time.
But do you have some on?
Not today.
Oh my goodness. Okay. And so there's why is there negative energy?
There has to be a balance.
Okay.
There has to be a balance. Ed and Lorraine Warren always advised when people would go into their museums. Ed and Lorraine Warren are really famous
Tell us about
exorcism
them.
psychics.
Okay.
They're like the grandma and grandpa, mom, pop of paranormal.
And
Okay.
where were they?
They've passed.
Yeah.
They're
Where did they live in the?
they're really famous for like Annabelle movies and things like that are all
I have
like
no
based
idea.
off of them. But they're really into holy water. I have multiple different kinds of holy water that I use.
How do you get it, holy water?
You gotta get it from a priest, from a church. It has to be blessed.
Okay.
I also use Florida water as well.
Florida?
Florida water doesn't necessarily come from Florida. It's used in the hoodoo voodoo community.
Woohoo! The hoodoo voodoo!
The hoodoo
So
voodoo.
You got a half skeptic, half me.
I use it all because not every spirit or every person
Yeah.
has the same spiritual belief or practice.
Right.
I've come across different entities that have nothing to do with organized religion and had to turn to native medicine, shaman medicine. Like I'm never using the same type of medicine. It's pretty fascinating, but I really do believe there has to be a balance.
Okay. So there's negative and positive.
Yeah.
Of course, with any living being as well.
Yes.
Whoa, you're so fun. Okay. And what does safety feel, look, sound like
What does
when
safety?
you're using this or observing this energy?
When I'm doing a check-in, I'm already familiar with the voices I've been working with for 9 years. And I'll ask and they'll tell me. They will tell me. There'll be a silence. I won't be feeling anxiety or really awful pains in my mind, like my brain, my crown chakra, whatever you want to call that area, because they will attack with headaches and or my abdomen, my pit of my stomach, because they can cause nausea. None of that will be gone. My heart rate will be normal. It won't be fluttering, and it just feels warm. It just feels good.
Good.
Yeah.
So, okay. So what I'm hearing is talk about sideshow.
Okay. All right.
Because I have more about the paranormal, but I'm so fascinated. When I was a kid, okay, I had got a couple of stories.
Okay.
All right. So when I was living in Hawaii, I had a friend who moved into this little house that was across from the ocean, across behind a street called the Li'i Drive, which is in Kona, Hawaii. And I lived on the Big Island for 14 years. And briefly, he moved in there, and he said to me, and we used to be married, but we weren't married at the time. We were friends, but our marriage was done. And he said to me, there's a place of heat in this place. And he said, if you know anyone that can figure this out, because he was not a believer in this stuff at all. And he said, but it's near the refrigerator, but it's not coming from the refrigerator. And all of a sudden, I met this woman. It was definitely serendipitous. And I told her about it. And she said, oh, let's go in there and see who it is. And I went, okay, blah. And so he was on vacation. He said we could go in. And so a heiau is where they store the ancient Hawaiians stored the canoes, the ancient canoes. And it's a flat space that was exactly across the street from this house. And it was flat. We knew that. I wasn't sure there was a heiau there, but we found out later. So we went in, we closed our eyes, and I'm going, oh yeah, right, oh yeah, right. And she started talking, and she explained who this was. And it was a man who wasn't there. I did not see this man, with very curly hair. And she said, do you need to be here, or something like that? And all of a sudden, this was what it really blew me away. There was a smell of plumeria blossoms that wafted through the house. And she began to talk with him, and I'm like, what?
I believe that's called clairgustance. So
All
you can
right.
smell or taste.
I smelled it too.
Yeah.
And she talked with him for a while, and then and I was watching her, so she didn't like pour anything anywhere or anything like that. And she talked with him for a while, and she said he decided to leave, and that when my former husband came back,
Sounds like a positive
it was gone.
experience.
It was.
That's great.
It was fantastic. And I thought, well, then I heard that I was going to interview you, and I thought, and that memory showed up. And it's like, okay, let's, I'm not as skeptical as other people might be, when that was a definite smell of plumeria. And plumeria is a very strong smell.
So usually when you have a
Fragrance.
floral smell like
Mhm,
that,
mhm.
it's an angelic positive.
Oh.
So you were visited by an energy or entity or even spirit that had something positive to influence you with in your life, and that's really special. The opposite of that is pretty terrifying.
Ooh!
I
Well,
was out in Central Point
uh-huh.
at a Freemason
Freemason.
cemetery.
Whoa.
Yeah. And I was sitting out there by myself. I had my REM pod, my K2, my radio all going. I have some family buried out there, so
Uh-huh.
I felt like it was okay for me to be there.
Yeah. You asked
And
first.
it was private. It wasn't a public cemetery. It's a private cemetery, so I wasn't trespassing either, because most of them, after a
Right.
certain time, after dusk, they're closed, and it's trespassing if you go.
Okay.
So I was there, and I was sitting there, and I was sitting on this bench, and I was in between my ancestors and my grandparents.
Wow.
They're buried quite a bit a ways away from each other, but there's some Freemason lineage that went down. So I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I smell something that smells like rotting.
Ooh.
Absolute, putrid, disgusting, make you like worse than you can imagine.
Blah.
So I just started booking it to my car. I'm like, okay, everybody
I'm out of
come
here.
with me, follow me to my car. Like I'm by myself. It's really difficult sometimes as a single female, young female too,
Right.
being out in the middle of somewhere in the dark. So I had to leave.
Uh-huh.
It's a good warning. The smells that you're
The
seeing,
smell.
yes,
Yeah.
they can be such a blessing, or they can be the complete opposite.
And that you get out of there.
Just be
We
aware,
didn't.
yeah.
And she said that he used to take care of all the canoes, and that's why he was still there,
I love that.
the ancient canoes, and that he agreed that it was time to go. Fascinating.
I love it.
Yeah. So that's, that was another reason why I asked. I agreed to have you
I
on.
believe it's called clairgustance, and that's
Wow.
definitely spirit.
Oh,
So
it was so
Cool.
amazing. This was, 40 years ago, 30 years ago, something like that.
that's an amazing.
Yeah,
experience.
it was. So let's talk about, thank you. Let's talk about Sideshow. What do you do?
So I am Southern Oregon's only pain-proof princess.
Oh, yes, I heard about you.
Yeah.
Are you performing tonight?
I'm performing on Friday.
Friday, that's right.
I am. I'm going to be performing in Grants Pass at the Sound Lounge. It's $10. Starts at 7. I'm the headliner. I'm also referred to as I perform as the Marvelous Mystic, formerly Raja Embers, the pain-proof princess of a maniacal sideshow.
Okay, so there's a sideshow to see.
Yes. I have a lot going on.
Let's
with
hear
that.
it.
So
I love this. So what my friend who recommended you said is you can lie on a bed of nails.
Yes. I have a bed of nails, but it's actually a bed of spikes. They're 9-inch industrial spikes, so they're untrue like nails are. So they're a little uneven, but it's huge. It's a 100-pound bed of nails.
Okay.
It's big.
It's big.
Yeah.
And
I can take up to 300 pounds of pressure on top of me while I'm on there, and I also do something called a bed of nails sandwich, where I have nails below me and nails above me pointing in.
this is Friday night.
So yeah, Friday night I will be doing broken glass walking and jumping, and there's quite a few other things that I do as well, but it is a burlesque show.
It's a burlesque. I
Yeah.
just interviewed Darby Doll about 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
and it's her burlesque show,
Yes, it's a
and she's
bingo burlesque.
lovely. Bingo burlesque.
Yes, this is going to be the peep show,
This
our
is-
spring show.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love it. It's only for adults, and it's
Yes.
in where?
It's in Grants Pass at the Sound Lounge.
Uh-huh.
It's $10.21 an hour.
Don't talk about the price.
Oh,
I've
sorry.
been told. That's right. It's not your fault. We can't talk about the price on the air. That's okay. We did. Yeah. I should have told you beforehand. Sorry. So you're listening to KSKQ 89.5 FM Ashland and KSKQ 94.1 Medford and beyond, including, I think we get to Grants Pass. Yes, because when I've traveled up that way, I make sure I have KSKQ on to see how far we can go, and streaming online at kskq.org. And we're speaking with Sarah Jackson Ponder, burlesque, tarot reader. Yay! How old are you? There's a pause.
I'm 38.
Oh, she's young. Oh, that's so wonderful. How did Darby find you?
This is such a cool story.
Okay.
So I really love doing makeup. I love doing face painting and things like that. So I tried to get in with the local drag queens and start doing their makeup for them. And I went to a meeting a long time ago, and it was like kind of like a Southern Oregon like cabaret thing. And there were drag queens there, and Darby was there too.
Oh, Darby's
And so it was
beautiful.
just like a variety of different people. It wasn't just drag queens. And they said, what do you want to do? Like, you're here at this meeting, what do you want to do? I said, I want to do body painting and face painting and makeup like I had already been doing in Applegate. I had been doing makeup for a few different burlesque dancers and performers. And Debbie Dale looks at me.
I don't know who that is.
Debbie Dale is one of the legendary drag queens of the valley.
Cool.
Yes. And Darby looks at me, and they both agree, and they're looking at each other. Same with Emerald Diamond. They're all just like, all three looking at me, and they're like, you do not belong behind the curtain. I said, what do you mean? And they're like, no, honey, you belong on stage. And I was like thinking, how am I going to be on stage? You know, they look at me and they said, have you ever seen something on stage that just inspired you? I said, yes, a long time ago at Johnny B's, when I was like 22, there was this group, and it was the John Bates band and the Voodoo Dolls, and they come out, and there's these girls in these nurse costumes, and they tear the nurse costumes off, and they have these steel bikinis on, and they take these angle grinders, and they start arcing sparks at
Off their
everybody.
bikini.
Yes, and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to do that. Debbie looks at me and says, that's what you're going to do.
Oh my.
So I get a hold of a gentleman who's a part of the John Doe Boys. His name is Steve. He plays a stand-up bass. He fabricates boats. So he makes me these plates and makes me a steel bikini. And I just started doing, I got back with him. I'm doing angle grinding. They're like, well, you need to, if you're doing this, you need to have a group that can watch you just in case of emergency you get hurt.
Right.
So then I got in with I think it was like 9 Degree Fire Group or something, and they were like these fire spinners, and they would always watch over me and just keep me safe. And then they taught me how to fire eat and fire
I've
flush,
done
so I
that.
started lighting myself on fire.
Oh my God!
And
I've
then-
eaten fire. I was taught how to do
That's-
that a long time ago.
It's fun, huh?
It's really fun, as long as you breathe out, not in.
Right. So I'm like, okay, well, I've got this other thing going for me. Maybe I should just keep going, right? So I went to this commune out in Provault, something like that, out in the middle of nowhere. And they had all these scraps. My friend had been helping build like a structure out there, like a dome, and they had all these wood scraps. And I'm like, I'm going to make a machete ladder. So then we made a machete ladder, and I did veggie jam. Their
What's
first annual veggie jam, where a bunch of farmers get together and they donate vegetables for homeless people.
Oh, nice.
And so I helped raise awareness for that and GMO stuff. And that was my very first performance. And then I said, next year I'm going to come out here and I'm going to have a bed of nails. So I just kept going and going. And then all of a sudden I had a group called the Maniacal Sideshow. And yeah, I ended up getting to perform with my queens. And it's thanks to Darby.
Darby's amazing. She's stunning too. She's such a beautiful
Been so
woman.
many years. It's like 15, 16 years.
Really that long?
That's a long time, yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know. Maybe it's just a long time. I don't even know.
So where is this place in Grants Pass? Do you have an address?
For the Sound Lounge?
Yeah.
Not right off the top of my head.
Okay,
no.
so if you looked up Sound Lounge online in Grants Pass, you should be able to find the
Yeah,
address.
it's downtown. It's on street parking.
On street parking.
Uh-huh.
Okay, the Sound Lounge. And there's a performance this coming Friday, which is, I don't have a calendar in front of me. What's the date?
Tomorrow.
Oh, it's tomorrow. That's right. It's Thursday. So tomorrow. The 25th. That's
25,
right.
25.
25. So if you're really into doing something unusual, and I'm telling you, this is unusual, and it starts what time?
At 7.
At 7. You have to be over 21
Yes.
and open to nudity.
Partial.
Partial nudity.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah.
completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I love having a very unusual guest. So, yeah. So, this is fabulous. So, what's the most active place in the Rogue Valley that you've been so far? Active as far as
The spirit.
the spirit energy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thanks for bringing that up. I just don't feel like people realize how active some places can be. The Jacksonville Cemetery is absolutely the most haunted cemetery I've been to in Southern Oregon. The most active building I've ever been to is the Wolf Creek Inn. And you really need to have your protections when you go there.
What kind of protections do you need?
It's Shungite, holy water, you name it. You need to be bring your Bible, bring whatever it is that connects you to source energy, whatever it is that brings you close to the Most High in your life, whatever
And
that may be.
Where is this place?
So it's in between Grants Pass and Medford.
And it's
Actually, I think the Wolf Creek Inn is actually further
Wolf
out than
Creek
Grants Pass. Now that I
Inn.
think about it, in between is
do
that.
people stay there? I mean, is it an
It's-
active inn?
Oh yeah,
Whoa!
yeah.
So if people aren't protected,
You need to be
Don't
careful.
know.
There's like an entity that is there that's what we would refer to as something vampiric. So it sucks energy. It's not a positive energy. There's a really cool museum inside, and
This
there's
is
been a
scaring me.
famous author that used to go there and was inspired to write. He has his own room that's untouched.
an author.
A famous author, yeah.
He's dead now.
Yes, and he has his own room there that's untouched.
That they.
It's a
gave
part of the
him.
museum. Yep.
Oh, there's a museum.
There's a
there.
miniature museum in there, yeah.
Wow.
It is. So what they do, so it's owned by the state, so it's like wildlife,
Oh.
like parks and recreation,
Mhm.
and you get to stay there by
Wildlife.
yourself. There's nobody watching you. There's no front desk.
So,
There's no
Are
nothing.
you intentionally scaring me?
I'm just telling you, it's like the most intense It's intense.
I don't think I would go there.
I had friends in a different room. I left some of my friends in there alone just to see what would happen, and they were messing with them really bad.
Really? Your friends?
Well, yeah, because they would. I mean, am I really their friends? I left them alone in there.
Right, that's a good question. She's laughing.
Yeah. So the Jacksonville Cemetery is there's a lot of hitchhikers there spiritually. It's very segregated, so there's a lot of angst with the spirits.
Well, tell me a good place to go instead
A
of
positive
Yes!
place. I would say the Buddhist temple at the
way out.
at the South Ashland exit. Yeah. The Buddhist temple has the most peaceful, beautiful, inviting light and warmth. The wild animals will come right up to you. They live in harmony and peace with the monks that are up there, the devotees that are up there. Even if you're not into organized religion, it's definitely a place of serenity and unity.
Do you have to make an appointment to go?
No, it's open all the time. But if you want to go into the actual temple, it closes at 2. Okay. And it's only open during the weekdays.
So it's Tibetan Buddhist? Is that what
I believe
they are?
so.
Yeah, I think they are. I don't remember the name of the temple, but I have driven by, but never went in years ago. And I felt that. I absolutely felt this
huge
peace.
Carved, intricate prayer wheels outside that are available even after 2 o'clock. Don't advise going there after dusk, but very cool.
Why?
Just so they can have their peace. They live there at the place.
So it's not a scary place. It's very peaceful.
No, it's the most. Yes, it is so healing, so awesome.
Scary fascinates you, doesn't it?
The paranormal.
All right. Well, to me, that's
paranormal isn't always scary. I mean, think about if you were into organized religion. Yeah. Isn't the Bible completely paranormal?
I don't know.
Like 100%, it's unexplainable. Like, how do you explain the miracles? How do you explain any of it?
So, the stories in the Bible are the Christian Bible and the Jewish Bible. All of them are unexplainable.
Yeah, I believe that all of them are.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So paranormal.
So that's paranormal.
I can't explain it.
Interesting. So you do something with hatchets.
Machetes.
Machetes.
Yes, I walk on machetes. Yeah, I climb machete ladders.
Oh my God!
It's probably one of the more painful things I do. It does require a bit of tolerance and also a technique. You can't just do that because you could get hurt really bad. And why I'm saying that is technically, even though we're calling it circus sideshow, right? Mm-hmm. It's extreme performance art.
Yeah. Are you going to do that this Friday or mostly?
I'm going to do some broken glass stuff. I don't know if I'm going to pull out the bed of nails tomorrow or not. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Because it's so heavy. It's like over 100
Yeah,
pounds.
100 pounds, you said. Well, what else do you do when you do the circus sideshow performance?
I eat worms.
Sarah Jackson. What?
I eat night crawlers.
Oh my God. Okay. Keep listening. How did you? This is. But
we're all over the place.
I'm
I know.
Speechless. Not quite though. So you're listening to Sarah Jackson. Her nickname is Ponder. She's into paranormal and circus sideshows, and I find tarot to be magic.
I love tarot too.
Yeah, tarot.
My
It was
spirits
named
love
after
tarot.
Torah. Do you know that?
You and I just said the same thing.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. It's named after the Torah, right?
Yes, and also they used to use these cards as like a game.
A game.
Same thing with like a Ouija board. It was a game. It was for entertainment.
I feel really safe when I use my cards, and I've used them for a long time. Yeah, they talk to me. Here I'm weird, I went into a store,
Uh-huh.
Barnes and Noble store,
Uh-huh.
and years and years, maybe 40 years ago, maybe 30 years ago. And I was in Seattle, and I walked into Barnes and Noble because I love bookstores. And there were these hand size, my hands are little, tarot cards on sale. And they said to me, buy me, I'm on sale. And I said, I don't know what you are. And they said, buy me. We're going to throw a card, I have a feeling here.
Oh no, I wanted you to meet Sam.
Okay, I'm going to meet Sam.
Yeah.
Yes, this is Life Matters because it does. KSKQ. This is a station, by the way. Oh, I haven't read one underwriter. This is a station, by the way, that can do this. Community radio can do this kind of interviews without interference. Oh my goodness.
So this is Sam.
I see Sam.
Sam is 150 years old. This item is made out of composition. Sam tells me that he's 9 years old, but originally he said he was 6.
Wait a minute. This is a doll that I'm seeing.
Yeah, so we call these vessels or houses,
Houses.
and I have over 100 of them at my house.
Old
Active
Yes.
items.
active items.
Yes, this is Sam. Sam wanted to come here today. I asked him on the radio first. I was wondering, even though we're talking about really awesome tarot cards since we're on
Yeah.
limited time,
Yeah.
would it be okay if I turned on the PS11 and see if Sam will tell you hi?
Yeah, why not? But I have to read something first.
Okay.
I have to, so, I want to, I really do. So I'm in a Southern Oregon Family Farms. Sam is cute. Support for KSKQ comes from Southern Oregon Family Farms, an owner-operated cannabis cooperative fostering stewardship of the land. Southern Oregon Family Farms provides knowledge and resources for local farmers. More information at sofamilyfarms.com. KSKQ thanks Southern Oregon Family Farms for supporting community radio. And we have another underwriter, Weave Care app. Underwriting supports comes from Weave Care app, a nonprofit that helps individuals and families coordinate care. It's a nationwide app that assists with coordinating transportation, child care, and other support. More information is available at Weave, WEAVECARE, the letters app.org. KSK thanks Weave Care app for supporting community radio. Wow. Okay, so we're back. That light just went off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hello.
Can I turn on the...
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
And our listeners can support KSKQ radio too. And we just had a fund drive that brought us a lot of good vibrations and boy, I can hear that.
Is it too loud?
No.
Okay.
Can you hear that, listeners? This is her equipment.
Sam, will you say hi? Can you say hi in here? He said, hey. He said, I can talk. Do you want to say hi? You want to say hi to everybody on the radio?
We don't want dead air.
Sam.
Sam, it's okay.
He definitely said, hey, I can talk.
Yeah.
Sam
Wow.
said, hey.
Well, we have about 10 minutes. That's all we have.
That's it, Sam?
That's it, Sam. Sam has blue eyes. It's a doll, He's wearing a great shirt. little shirt and a t-shirt that says boo and jeans and shoes and
Oh yeah.
He's a doll.
So I have other items that aren't necessarily dolls. I have like Civil War bullets. I have pictures. I have random other things like Victorian glove boxes.
How did you find these?
So I get them shipped from me from all over the world, mainly in the U.S. And there's like doctors and different people, retired police officers, people like that also do paranormal research like me. And I just get them from really trusted resources rather than something random like eBay or whatever with elaborate stories. Usually the ones with elaborate stories I don't trust. I trust the ones that actually are using professional equipment like I have. So
I'm feeling something in my chest, my throat. Nothing bad, just feeling.
You want me to?
Feeling.
I could put Sam away.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's good.
Come on, Sam.
Bye, Sam. Oh, his eyes closed. Oh, God. Oh, my goodness. Oh, his eyes open and close. Oh, I'm feeling a little nauseous. That's interesting. Okay, everybody, I hope you haven't turned us off by now. You know, this is different. I'm feeling a little headache, too. Okay. So we have about 3 minutes, and I'm, wow.
Yeah, I'm really excited about tomorrow, and I'm so
Let's
glad
talk
you're
about
fascinated
tomorrow.
about the paranormal and tarot and sideshow. I'm so sorry you're not
That's
feeling
okay.
good.
I'll feel okay in a minute.
Reiki's really good for that, and if you
Okay.
experience that, sometimes that happens when people watch that kind of content too. So if any of the listeners are feeling a little off,
Okay.
it's okay to do some breathing and reset. You know, yeah.
Yeah, he's
Going
away
outside
now.
and grounding
Okay.
grounding your energy is
Yeah.
really good for bringing you back and just letting that energy go.
Okay, so, you know, it's not anything necessarily to be afraid of. It's just interesting.
It's intense, yeah.
It was intense. For me, it might be something.
I kind
different
of
for
surprised you. I didn't
somebody.
even tell you I was bringing Sam.
Wow. Well, I'm still feeling a little woozy, but not to the point of anything negative.
Bad,
Just,
yeah.
No, but
You can feel it.
I could feel the energy. Okay.
If you're interested in seeing more of my stuff, Pondering the Paranormal has so much content
Wow,
on
and
TikTok and YouTube.
Okay.
I do have a Facebook and Instagram, but I'm more active on the other two. The YouTube has my longer sessions that are unedited, but my TikTok has a lot of transcriptions on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't expect to have a response, you know, but that's okay.
I'm excited for you
Yeah,
to hear
thank
the
you.
replay
Okay.
when he says, "Hey, I can talk."
Okay. Well, he did. So I have one more question, and it's just a few minutes. What are tarot cards? And what inspired you to use tarot cards in your profession?
So it's so crazy. Like, we call these things like divination tools, but I really don't feel like that's what it is. I know it sounds weird for some, because I just feel like divination's just been frowned upon by many, but I really feel like it's more of tuning in. It's more of like an oracle, like prophecy, like that type of
Yeah.
thing, or prophetess prophecy
Where did
type.
they start? Do you know the history of tarot cards?
Um,
It was a game, you said.
It was a game, yeah.
Mhm.
It was a game. I don't know a ton of history about it.
You were drawn to them, though.
I was at 12 years old, yeah.
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 And you're 38.
Yeah, I've been reading
Wow.
for a long
Long
time.
time.
Yep, yep.
Well, I must say that in my 4 years of doing this,
Hmm.
you have a special designation as one of the most unusual, incredible humans that I've interviewed. And I really appreciate that you came and that you were here. This is Sarah Jackson. I wanted to give my listeners an interesting experience today that they may have never had before.
Hey, yeah. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so happy you're here.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know we're just about to go, but I also
About
wanted to
1
let you
minute,
know I
but-
am only one of 5 grinder girls, ankle grinder girls in all of Oregon. The other ones live up north, so I'm Southern Oregon's only one that does that. So if you guys see Marvelous Mystic on a flyer, it
That's
could
you.
be a once in a lifetime opportunity to see something that's rare.
Well, you know, I saw a sideshow when I was a kid.
You did.
I did. Really interesting. I was a teenager, and I saw, you know, Mr. Chicken Eater. I actually saw.
They call those geeks.
Yeah, geeks.
That's illegal now.
I'm very glad.
So that's
to
why
hear
I just
that.
eat worms.
Oh, God! And I saw bearded men. You know, but I'm old, so this was in a small town in Texas.
Okay.
And I'm over 55, way over 55, and so it was there was a rodeo too. I remember that. So I'm really glad you were here today.
Absolutely.
I'm so glad to know you.
I hope you
I'm
catch one
hoping-
of my shows.
I hope to come Friday night. We'll see.
That would be cool.
Yeah, if not, it's every month. The show is
I
every
don't.
month.
I don't perform with them every month.
Every month. Oh.
That would be feel like a lot of energy for
Yeah,
me.
okay.
I mainly focus on doing tattooing and speaking to the dead.
Oh, yippo! So you've been listening to Life Matters. I hope you stuck with us. This has been fascinating for me, and I hope for you. And this is KSKQ Community Radio. We touch upon many communities, and thank you, Ponder. Thank you, Sarah Jackson. I am so happy that you came to visit us. And if you have any questions for her, I'm going to be here for another probably 10 minutes after when Ralph Nader starts, maybe 15. And you're welcome to call if you have any questions for us in the next, till about 11:15. So the number here is 541-482-3999. And thank you again. Love you all. We'll have a very interesting interview next week. And her name is Deanne Everson, and she is the CEO of United Way of Jackson County. And I love her. She comes on every year and speaks to us about all the wonderful things that United Way does in Southern Oregon. Okay, bye everybody. I love you.
I love it. I love it. That was great.
Wow, I am nauseous at